The Marketing Funnel Strategy Show. More leads. More sales. More predictability.
Introducing Jared Hyman, sales and marketing expert. Introducing Serena Carly, marketing and outsourcing expert.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Marketing Strategy Show for 2021, the 30th of the 7th. This is the last episode for the month of July. Thanks so much for tuning in. As you guys are tuning in, what I want you to do is I want you to share the stream out. It's completely free. We don't promote this in any way, shape, or form, this show. It's just designed to be able to give you guys the information, keep you on the cutting edge, show you areas that you need to focus on to be able to generate a lot more out of your marketing. I'm here with the lovely Serena as well. Hey, Serena, how you doing? Been a long time no see.
I know. I sort of almost forgot what you looked like, because it's been so long. What was it, like 30 minutes or something?
Not even that, I think.
And Catherine's on already. Hello, Catherine. How are you over there in Tasmania?
G'day.
Of course, we can't
So
hear.
on today's episode, pardon, sorry?
I just said, of course, we can't hear when she answers, but that's okay. We know it.
Yes, we know she's saying hello on her end. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, guys. Today, what we're going to be talking about on today's episode, we're going to be talking about tracking outcomes on your marketing, how to do it, and more importantly, what should you track? And it's not just tracking, how many leads and how many sales are coming in, right? Yeah, that's one part of it, right? But there's several other different things that you've got to be able to track from a marketing perspective when you're looking at, what to do more of to be able to produce more from your current marketing efforts. Because there's a few things that make a massive difference when it comes to your marketing campaigns. And a lot of the time, it's not what you think it is. There's a lot of information out there about marketing. There's a lot of information out there about, generating leads, growing your business, all this type of stuff. Not too many people seem to talk about the tracking side of it. And a large percentage of it, too, is people just don't have the knowledge of it, right? Which is a big red flag because, if you don't know what to do more of, how do you know what's working? Therefore, how do you know even if it is working what you're currently doing as well? Because you could be thinking that something's working, but then find out at a later stage it's actually not. So I'm here to help you guys, obviously, with exactly how you can find out if actually something is working or not. And if you do need to do something more of, or if you really just need to be super clear in another way as to what you should be doing more of anyway. So, Serena, I know with tracking and things like that, it's an area obviously we do a lot of, right? So we can, we can share this with our clients. We can do it for our clients in whatever arrangement. What do you see in matter of importance tracking tells somebody if they were to do it correctly? What do you think?
Well, I think it depends on what you are tracking. So let's work with Facebook ads or anything to do with ads. If you're spending money on something that's actually going to bring you in leads, you need to know that that's working first and foremost and how it's working. So different platforms provide different ways of getting those leads. And they charge you sometimes a different amount per lead. So I'm going to say Facebook, for example. When you first start doing stuff with Facebook, if you don't know what you're doing, usually it'll charge you a little bit higher until it sort of gets a feel for where you're going, who you're attracting, who your audience is, and all that sort of stuff. That's where Jared's expertise comes in because he knows how to tweak all that and get it down as low as possible. So, for example, if you were to go and do something with the Facebook ad and you were sort of watching what happens and you were just watching it and letting it run on its own, you might see that it could be charging you $7 per lead as an example for, say, low to medium ticket product. Whereas just Jared, because he knows what he's doing, if he was doing the tracking on that, he would be watching it more intently and tweaking it along the way and making changes, and he might be charging paying $2 a lead. So the difference in tracking of the Facebook and knowing how to track it is what's really important, but it's very important to track it. Otherwise, it could run away charging you a lot more than what you really do need to pay if you have an idea of what you're doing. So that's my first thought.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. I'm going to take this down another level as well, another notch, because a large percentage of the time, a lot of people seem to go, I want to get the cheapest lead cost possible, right? And that's 100% what you want to get. But the other side to it is there could be a way that you spend a little bit more on advertising, right, per lead, but it actually costs you less to get someone to buy a product. I'll repeat that again. So you may be one angle getting a really cheap lead cost, which is great, but there could be another way that you get a little bit of a higher lead cost, but at the same point in time, you get a lower cost per sale, right? And this is why it's why it's so important to track, because you could be spending money on one marketing strategy and you're going, yep, the cost per lead's good, yep, we're getting sales, yep, we're getting a return on investment. But on the other hand, you've got this other campaign that's you may have ran in the past, or you may have you may be running even currently by chance, right? But with that campaign, you pay a little bit more per lead, but you get a higher return on investment from your advertising campaigns. And this is why you must track exactly what platforms and where your marketing is most profitable for your business. Because if one area is a lot more profitable, you want to be starting to push a lot more traffic that way. I'll give you an example. Paid advertising is one element, right? Which is your social media, your Google AdWords, your display, your YouTube ads, etc. Right? That's your paid side. Then you've got your external websites you advertise on. You've got your Google Maps account, right? Then you got your search engine optimization, blog traffic, etc. This type of stuff. And you might find, after diving deeper into how you're marketing, right, you might find that your Google Maps listing gets the most traffic per month. It's completely organic. And on top of that as well, you'll find that, people that come from the Google Maps side of things, a lot more of them turn into sales. So what does that also mean? Well, it could mean that, the amplification or doing more from within your Google Plus account, doing more within Google Ads could mean that your business would be a lot more profitable, bring in a lot more higher paying customers, and actually enable your business to be able to grow a lot faster just by doing more throughout that area. On the other hand, you might be advertising on Facebook, or you might be advertising on LinkedIn, or you might be advertising on YouTube, or whatever it is. And you might find that, on these platforms, you've got huge amounts of engagement, right? In terms of you got a decent following on there. Maybe you've got a big group, right? You might find that all the traffic goes to a Facebook group. You get 0 on your friggin' on your Instagram, right? Reach. You get 0 reach on your Facebook page, but you've got this group that's going completely freaking nuts, right? And then you find out like that right there is your best lead source and your best growth source for your business, just by if you were to do more within that, right? So if you were to work out a way to be able to grow it, and then you were to work out a way to be able to farm it, you might find that strategy is a lot more profitable for you. And, you know, we've got a client at the moment where we've just done this whole system with basically, and we've gone and we've found out they're getting no reach on a lot of their platforms, right? One of their platforms has around about 1,000 people following them on Facebook, but they've got this one Facebook group that just is going completely nuts at the moment. They're getting several people join a day completely organically, right? That we can't even work out where a lot of all this traffic's coming from. People are just finding it, and people are just eating it up. They're loving it. So as part of the strategy now is we're going to go, okay, cool. Let's amplify the group. Let's bring even more people in the group. And then let's get some appointment setters, right, to jump in and start actively marketing this particular group. And this is what a lot of businesses are in complete dark of, you know, what's going on in their business, where the most profitable marketing channel is for them. And then once they work that out, they don't know how to amplify it, right? And look, we've been doing this since 2014, so naturally we know it. But this is why you've got to get really clear and make sure you're tracking everything from a marketing side on your business to then know which levers to pull to be able to extract more out of it. And it doesn't matter how it's happening at the moment, where that traffic's coming from. You got to find a way to now monetize that traffic source. So here's some things that you can do today to get a lot more clear on your most profitable source of marketing, right? First thing, you got to get Google Analytics installed into your business, right? You got to get it on every web page you use. You've got to get it on every single website, every landing page. You got to get that on. Even if you are just a Facebook marketer, you don't do any other version, right? You got to get Google Analytics in there as well, because it'll tell you all of your organic traffic. It'll tell you all of your social media traffic. It'll tell you people that have just gone direct to the page, whatever. It'll tell you the sources of the traffic that is going to your website, your landing pages, whatever. All right. So that needs to be the first thing that you do. Right, you need to get access to that. Number two, you got to get this. You got to get your Facebook pixels also across absolutely everything as well. Right, every landing page, into your CRM. Right, tracking when people open emails and outcomes and things like that. You've got to get it onto your websites. Even if you don't drive Facebook traffic to a website in any way, shape, or form, you still got to get it on there. You got to get all of this tracking on. Secondly, once you've got all of these pixels in and done, completed, installed, and they all just go straight into the header section of any website, any landing page you got. So it's pretty simple, right? Once all of that's in, then you've got to go in and you've got to open the events manager for each section of these landing pages, websites, etc. that you've got, email marketing, whatever. And you got to place a goal in there or an event, depending on which platform you're putting it in on. And it needs to track a few things. If you're an appointments business, scheduled appointments. It needs to track scheduled appointments coming from whatever platform. That's the first thing. Number two, if you're selling through a funnel or you're selling through a website or whatever, you got to add purchase information, right? You got to track purchases and where those, and look, the analytics and the pixel data and everything will track where that's come from, right? That's why it's so important to have that there. Next step is once you're tracking purchases and you're also tracking appointments, if you are an appointment business, of course. If you're in e-commerce, you're probably not appointments. You also need to be tracking leads as well. So how many actual leads are coming in as well into your business, people that are hitting your email database, people that are hitting other platforms, to do with lead generation, etc. The fourth thing you need to be tracking is just general page views, right? General amount of traffic that is going to your website, general amount of traffic that's going to your Facebook, to your landing pages, to your offers, to whatever else it is that you are using at the moment. It also needs to be tracking that side as well. Every single page view, content view, it needs to be tracking it all. Because when you open up your Google Analytics, or whether you open up your, pixel data and you want to have a look at the different events that have triggered for a 7-day or a 28-day period, you can actually see the broad, full spectrum of exactly how many people have done that. And what that's going to be able to do is it's going to be able to then go, okay, you can see every single purchase from your website, every single appointment from your website, and where it has come from. Has it come from direct traffic? People that might have maybe, just clicked on a link that they found from Google Maps, or maybe they've Googled you, or maybe they've just gone straight to your website. They know who you are, right? You'll physically see how many appointments or how many purchases or how many leads or how much traffic has come from direct traffic. Secondly, it'll tell you exactly how many purchases has come from each one of these platforms: direct, social, Google. Next level to that, it'll also tell you how many appointments, if you are an appointment business, have come from all three of those as well. So what is this going to mean to you now? You have a better understanding of exactly what is working, what isn't working for your business from a marketing perspective. Then what can you do? You can up the spend in the areas it's working and grow faster. And you can decrease what isn't working as much, or keep it the same, or completely switch off what isn't working and just do more of what is working. And naturally, you'll find that you'll get, by law of averages, you'll actually get a lot faster growth. And these are the things that not very, very tiny, small little bit of businesses are doing correctly. And if you're looking to really grow, this is an essential part. And one thing that I will say to you guys as well, there's a further level to this as well, because you're obviously putting pixels and things like that and data tracking and whatever else across into, other systems and so on, like email marketing, etc. But the next level to this, one thing that you can do, which not too many people are doing at the moment, is when it comes to like your CRM and your return on investment tracking of all of your marketing activities, because referrals, you should be also tracking referrals as well. That's one traffic source, which I haven't mentioned to you guys as well on the live. The traffic source of referrals, you do need to be tracking how many of those you're getting, and you do need to be tracking as well how many sales you're making from that, close ratios and all this type of stuff as well, which is really important to be able to track. The best way to be able to track, I believe, over and above this, which is a level deeper, is if your landing page software or your CRM where you create it or whatever, if it has the ability for you to be able to create forms for people to fill in, my suggestion is you create a separate form for each one of your lead magnets. You create a separate form for each social media or advertising method that you use, and you track how many opt-ins come through those forms. And a level deeper than that, you need a system that can actually track the amount of return on investment from each one of those forms as well, which will give you a level deeper understanding around a proper in-depth return on investment from your advertising. Because if you are solely relying on the methods that I've spoken to you about today as a tracking mechanism for what's working and what's not working on your marketing, you'll find you will be terribly disappointed because, the iOS updates that happened not that long ago, there's a lot of people that have turned off app tracking. I'll give you an idea and an example. Our marketing campaigns that we ran have only tracked about 5% of people that have been generated as leads for our business this week. Only 5% has actually been tracked through the analytics side. So relying just purely and solely just on that is not what you want to do. You want to also be tracking specifically through the forms, right? Yes, landing pages do it and all that type of stuff as well. It's great. The landing pages do it. Fantastic. But it'd be better if you can actually have it done by a form that's submitted by somebody. And if you want your CRM to make sure that your CRM is actually doing all of the proper tracking as well, over and above this too, because your CRM or your landing page software or whatever, it should be tracking every time a form is submitted, where that's come from as well, right? What channel that's come from to submit that form. It should be doing all of this for you. So whether it's direct traffic, social traffic, or Google traffic, it should be that form tracking which platform is better for you. And, we as a company have been through so many software companies trying to work out and find one that does do all of this. We have found one now, which is great, which we've partnered with, and we obviously help people integrate now properly. But this is one thing. It's been a bit of a game changer. The iOS stuff means nothing to us as a company anymore because, for us, our messaging is down pat, right? And it doesn't matter. We don't need it. As long as we've got a location to hit it, our message will do it for us, right? And this is why it's so important to be able to use use proper software that can actually track all of this for you and track the return on investment from your marketing, because it needs to track anything, referrals, Google, SEO. It needs to be able to track direct everything, right? Where this person's come from, because it just gives you so much more of a better. And I'm not a data guy. People say, "Oh, Jared, you're a data guy." I'm not a data guy. I have no attention to detail whatsoever. I just had to do this, right? I had to learn to be able to do this, the same as I had to learn how to do copywriting. I had to learn how to design. I had to learn to be able to do, target. I had to be able to do everything from a marketing perspective, and I continue to still learn. Serena, how bad is my spelling?
What spelling?
I can't hear you. You're muted. It must be my end.
It must be your end.
Yeah, that's my end again. Keep talking.
Bad spelling. I'll type it. Bad spelling.
This happens regularly, guys, as well. So, yeah, really bad spelling. So thanks for that. Actually putting it in the comments, that makes it real. God almighty. Deary me. So, guys, the moral of today, and I'm sure it's been alarming for a lot of you as well that are joining in, that have joined in, etc., right? Because, I mean, when it comes to being able to work out where everything's coming from in your marketing and to know what's working and what's not, most people are in the dark. I would say 95 to 97% of businesses just completely have no idea what's working, what's not, even sometimes where the traffic's coming from their website, right? Because a lot of people think, oh, yeah, it must be from our Google AdWords. No, it's not, right? A lot of the time it's not. It could be that they're coming from, an external website. It could mean that they were referred there. It could be that they've come and seen a post on Facebook, gone across to your website and done it. Could be that they've watched a video on YouTube and clicked from there. It could be that they have spoken to a friend and a friend said, yep, go check these guys out. It could be that they might have viewed a post of yours in a Facebook group, gone across to your Facebook profile, noticed you run that business, then gone and looked at your Facebook page, then jumped onto Google, then searched for you, and then gone and placed a thing on your website from there, right? And you would never ever know that at all unless you had the right tracking in place, or if you had specific forms that people filled in that tracked all of this, right? Otherwise you would never know, right? You'd be in the complete dark. And it's the worst place you can be in. I'll give you an example. I had a guy come to us just recently. I had a meeting with him on Tuesday. And I had a quick conversation with him. They basically went and met up with him in person like I normally do. And when I caught up with him, turns out I knew the guy. Was a friend of a friend. I actually met through a friend, right? And found out that he had this really wicked little product that they just developed here in Perth, Australian made. And when I went to look at their forms and everything like that they filled in, found out that they were direct to our calendar, which I thought was weird. And we didn't send a link to this person. He wasn't in our CRM beforehand or anything like that. So then I knew that he's just got, because he hasn't come from social media and clicked on the link. I knew that. He hadn't come from Google and clicked on the link. I knew that. He hadn't gone direct to the website and clicked on the link. I knew that. And then found out he'd gone direct. So I knew it had to be a client of ours. And turns out it was a client of ours that referred him straight to our calendar to book an appointment. And you would never, ever know any of this at all unless you had a system that did a lot of this for you to be able to tell you where people are coming from so you can have a better understanding of what's working in your marketing and what isn't. Because a lot of the time, even, right, there will be a traffic source, one set of targeting that will work better than other ones. And, that sort of stuff is part of the testing process, testing the audiences, because we'll leave this for the next episode, maybe on Monday, how to test which audiences work better from social media marketing and advertising, right? And this is the same thing for Google. We'll talk about that on Monday. So come in on Monday because we're going to wrap this one up now as well. So come in Monday, 1 p.m. Perth time. We're going to talk about that as well, because you must always have within your marketing budget that you set, you must have a very small test. You must have a test budget as well, which is designed to be able to help you as a business owner discover new audiences and, more importantly, as well, find ways to reduce your cost per purchase as a business or per booking as a business, whatever it is, right? Per purchase is better, I think, okay? The end outcome of a business and a marketing campaign is to make a sale, right? So what's really important is, what is it costing your business to make a sale? And another element to it as well is, if you're not doing marketing and your guys are doing, maybe your salespeople are doing cold outreach and stuff, I mean, what's more important is also the time that it takes a salesperson to network, right? Because a lot of them will be paid hourly, right? How long it takes them to network, to find a lead, to close a lead, as opposed to if I was to pay for social media marketing or to pay for Google AdWords or display, or whatever it is that you want to do, to be able to find him a lead quicker, to be able to get him to make a sale a lot quicker, or her, right? That's also going to be factored into it as well. Because no matter what, I'd say time is more important than anything else. Hence the reason why, phone sales is a lot more effective, or Zoom sales is a lot more effective as well, because you don't have a half an hour drive to to an appointment and back from an appointment as well. But it's still good for a relationship perspective as well, which is a really important part of marketing as well. So yeah, that's it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I've got no sound on my end, hence the reason I've kept talking. I can't hear Serena at all, hence the reason why she's, showing no. I need to sort this out on my computer. Hey, if anyone knows an IT guy, hit me up, right? We've got to get this sorted. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show. Really appreciate you jumping on for the 30th of July. It's the last episode for July 2021. And tune in on Monday. It's 1 p.m. Perth time. We're going to be talking about marketing, and we're going to be talking about, test budgets and how to discover new audiences, and with the hopes of, reducing your cost per sale in your marketing campaigns as well. So make sure you tune in on Monday. That's going to be an exciting episode. And super excited to be able to share that with you guys. Just remember this one thing before we go. If you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must get out there. Every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. Remember to be the warrior. We'll see you Monday, 1 o'clock Perth time for the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show. Speak to you all then.
Bye, y'all.